Good morning, Nick. How are you?
What's going on? Bill Belichick doesn't have dementia. He's just horny. That's it.
That's it.
Both can be true.
That is it.
He's
letting the P cloud his judgment.
Listen, listen. We've all been there. It's happened to the best of us. I get it.
I saw your impassioned defense of Bill on the social medias, and it warmed my heart that the old Giants fan is still standing up and defending the wall.
Yeah, well, I mean, because you know this, and you've already done this kind of, and we've been through this.
Yep.
Because what's going to happen is, his coaching career is going to be, and I hope this isn't the case, is going to be retconned by what's happened with North Carolina and then the last couple of years in New England. And all I would say is, while acknowledging, Curtis, that you're right that Brady's more to do with the success. There's no question about it, right? But Bill is still, and if you want to make the case he's not the greatest NFL coach ever, he's certainly on the short list. And prior to being the best head coach ever, or one of the best head coaches ever, he's probably the best defensive coordinator in the history of the NFL. And I don't think that's arguable. And, for younger football fans who don't know Bill Belichick as the defensive coordinator, watch Super Bowl 25. That defensive game plan's in Canton, in the Hall of Fame, where he said, we're going to let Thurman Thomas run for 135 yards, and that's how we're going to win the game, and they won the game.
Right.
So I just feel I think he's going to get dragged through the mud, and deservedly so for some of this stuff, but I don't want this to become actually he was bad, because it's not true.
No.
And it's not deserved.
And Nick, and the one thing I said, and I was fortunate to be around both Bill and Tom, and I said this, and I'll say this, and I think Tom would also echo it. If Bill gets fired after the first year in New England, he probably goes on to be a great defensive coordinator and maybe even gets another opportunity. But we never know who Tom Brady is. Tom never gets a chance because Bill gives him that chance. He probably just becomes a career backup and he's, fighting his way for any piece of scraps that he can get. But Bill is the one who, in 2001, when some of us on the team were like, wow, damn, Bill, what is you doing? Said, we're going with Tom Brady as our starting quarterback over Drew Bledsoe, who we just paid a ton of money. And that ultimately led to Tom having the opportunity to be the player he is, was.
And I'll say this, and I remember, I've been watching football my whole life, so that's, January 2002, I'm 18, and, Brady gets hurt in the AFC Championship game in Pittsburgh, and Troy Brown obviously has the great punt return in that game, and Bledsoe comes off the bench and, I don't think he, wins the game, but, he's good enough and the Patriots win. And I remember having a conversation with my dad and saying, they got to play Bledsoe in the Super Bowl. How do you not play Bledsoe now after he just came off the bench and it was his job? And I remember thinking, when it was announced that Brady was going to play, not that, Brady, not that he sucks, that wasn't what I thought, but I remember even thinking they should go with Bledsoe. Brady plays in the game, and obviously, the rest is history. They win 20-17, and they cheated, but they won. Sorry. But they did cheat, but they won.
How do we cheat?
Wait, who's they? Just so we're accurate here, given who we're talking about.
Not Jermaine Wiggins.
But I just like to know.
But wait, hold on. But who's they? But I mean, it's really not they, right? Who did?
I guess it's Bill. Or?
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess it's Bill.
Right. In what way? Because there's always this mysterious walk.
Honestly, I'll just say this, Wiggy. I said that. I'm not you know way more about this than me. I said that more as as a joke than anything else.
Okay.
I am not bringing a knife to a gunfight here. I'm sure you are right. I will back off.
Appreciate that one.
I have a couple games I like, Kostos. I know we'll get to our betting insider. What do you think about Lions plus 2.5 this weekend? That's one I liked.
So I love the Chiefs.
Ooh.
But we gotta wait until this afternoon because Xavier Worthy, who is obviously one of the most important players on the team on the offense, until Rashee Rice comes back, and then Rice is the best player, not named Mahomes. He didn't practice yesterday, and that was a surprise because he practiced on Wednesday and he played well for Kansas City on Monday night. So my guess is that he'll practice today, but if he doesn't, and his status is kind of unclear going into Sunday night, then it changes things because the whole handicap as to why I like the Chiefs and for someone else to like the Chiefs would be, and Curtis, I think this is what's problematic for Detroit in this matchup, and it becomes way easier if Worthy doesn't play. Their secondary it's in tatters right now, and we could just focus on their two top corners. DJ Reed's on IR. Terry and Arnold's definitely missing this game, and we'll see how much longer he's going to be out for. And, like the Chiefs lost on Monday, but Mahomes looks great throwing the ball. And this Chiefs offense, to me, looks like it did a number of years ago, not like what it was last year and what it's been thus far this year. I think the Chiefs put up a big number in the game. I love the Chiefs to win the game, but really need Xavier Worthy to play to really feel strongly about that on Sunday.
Nick, do you stay away from the Niners-Bucks game, especially with Brock Purdy seemingly being out, and then now Mac Jones has this knee injury?
So let's see. So Mac is going to play. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so the point spread of the game is 3. The total's 47.5. I think everything here is correct. The total should be exactly what it is. It's exactly what I would say it should be, and I only say that because 41, 44, 47 key numbers when you talk about totals. It should be a little bit more than 47. I think both offenses have strategic advantages here. The Niners have no pass rush without Nick Bosa. None. 0. And they should be able to score a lot in this game. And on the flip side, think about what the Niners did last Thursday night against the Rams, just picking on those Rams linebackers relentlessly. They're going to be able to do the exact same thing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers linebackers in this game. So I think both offenses should have success. Make me bet the game. I guess I would begrudgingly take 3 with San Francisco because I feel like I might push. I will not have a bet on this game on Sunday.
All right, Nick, I asked you last week. I had a cup of coffee down there in Duval. Are the Jacksonville Jaguars for real? They're going to be hosting the Seahawks, and I know the Seahawks had a shootout with Tampa Bay. Tell me what's up with Jacksonville, man.
So I loved Wiggy Jacksonville coming into the year. So I bet them to win the AFC South. I bet them to make the playoffs. My thesis for Jacksonville was I felt like the offense with Liam Cohen coming over was going to be explosive with Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter. And really, they've gotten this done, and they really should be 5-0. The loss to Jake Browning in week 2 looks worse by the day. It's really been on the strength of this defense that's forcing tons of turnovers. Now, I'm going to throw out a nerdy statistic that, honestly, I only know this because I listen to people way smarter than me talk. The Kansas City Chiefs on Monday night had an offensive success rate of 100%. The pick 6 changed the game. The Devin Lloyd pick. It was a great play by him. It was like James Harrison in Super Bowl 43 against the Cardinals, kind of similar. But Kansas City's offense marched up and down the field on the Jaguars' defense. And while I think the Chiefs are better than Seattle, Seattle's defense is way better than Kansas City's defense. I'm not going to have a bet on this game, I don't think. But if you made me bet the game, Wiggy, I actually would bet Seattle to win the game on Sunday.
All right. And because that's the one thing I've noticed, and I've heard some, you go to social media and see it. The whole Travis Hunter thing, he's really done nothing, and they don't know what to do, and whether it's offense or defense. And I thought that they were going to really utilize him, but it's been the strength of their defense.
If they just make him a receiver, he'd probably be awesome.
I actually... Now, look, like Wiggy, I'll always defer to you on this stuff because, you played and, won a championship at the highest level. My opinion, I actually, fully agree with Scheim. It's too much for him.
Right.
He only knows one position on offense right now, and it's slot receiver. He lines up incorrect, and it's not a commentary on him. He's going to be awesome. No one thinks he's bad. He just, He's guarding Travis Kelce on the first drive of the game on defense, and then he's expected to be a stud receiver on offense in his 5th game as a rookie.
Right.
And he's coming from a system in Colorado where the offense was either run past this guy or take a screen pass and run past 3 insurance salesmen. So I think it's going to be fine. If I were telling them what to do and no one's asking me for my opinion on this stuff, I would make him a full-time receiver this year and save defense for next year.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Nick, I know you've been high on the Patriots this season. Is this week a trap game? It's a
By the way,
discussion we've had.
I was right about Drake May, though, right? What I said last year.
Yeah.
Stud?
Yeah.
Absolute stud. You and I, trust me, I have been on the Drake May bandwagon since before he was even a Patriot.
Why do you always gotta jock me for credit, man? I'm the guest on the show. You can't just be
You're right.
Great job, Nick. You gotta be I said it too.
Hey,
come on, man.
That's why I was giving
He
you
wants his
credit for
credit.
being high on the Patriots this season. You were higher than me.
He's a narcissist.
And
Yes, he is.
So,
Takes one to know one.
we've been talking about this all week. Is this a trap game for the Pats against the Saints coming off a big win against the Bills?
Impossible to know until the game's played. I thought Stephon Diggs had an awesome quote this week where he said, this is almost a bigger challenge for us than last week was as a big dog on the road in Buffalo, because now the expectation is that you're supposed to win. And in the betting market, not only is the expectation, guys, that they're supposed to win, but they have to win by margin. They're more than a 3-point favorite, which means, like, more than likely the game can land 4. Like, they're going to need to win by, like, 6, 7, or 10 points to cover the spread in this game. I always talk about injuries because they're important. Do we think Christian Gonzalez is playing in the game?
That hamstring, too. It's like, you got to get away from that injury. That worries me.
I think he plays.
Yeah, I think he
so
plays
too.
too.
So I also think he plays because he did practice in a limited fashion yesterday, but this is the kind of thing that gives you a little pause and a little concern, right? Make me bet the game. I'll take the Patriots. I would probably just put them in a money line parlay. But I'm probably going to be on the sidelines on this one. What I would like to see from New England is let's turn the backfield over mostly to Travion Henderson. Let's see Stephon Diggs continue to look like he did on Sunday night. If the Patriots are the team I think they are and can be, I don't want to say like they should win by 50 or they should cover the spread, but they should win they are better than the New Orleans Saints. And I'm not going to bet the game, so I'm not interested in that. What I am interested in is someone who bet the Patriots to make the playoffs before the year. And over the win total, go and win the game on Sunday in a game that you should win on the road.
All right, Nick, last one for me here. It's got a couple questions in there, but they'll be relatively quick. Did Dayball...
It's your show, buddy, whatever you want.
Did Dayball save his job? And if you were the Patriots, would you be pursuing A.J. Brown very hard in a trade?
Wow. Oh, I love that second question. So did Dable save his job? Like, not yet.
Okay.
I mean, it was big for him. But what if they lose like every game the rest of the year? He's going to get fired. But I mean, it's a great sign for him last night. And like, there's a lot that goes into what happened last night. I'll just say, like, my sister actually texted me like a half hour ago and was like, tell me about the game last night. And what I said to her is, and it's the truth, like, you can make a lot of excuses for the Eagles. Bottom line, like, the Giants kind of like kicked their ass. Like, they really did. It was a really impressive performance by the Giants. As far as A.J. Brown goes, should the Patriots consider it? Yes. And, like, Elliot Wolf kind of said that they would consider making a move like that before the start of the year, right? He gave that nebulous quote like, hey, if there's someone out there and we could trade a first or second round pick for him, we'll consider it. So should the Patriots be interested? Like, definitely. I cannot imagine a world where the Eagles trade him. So I think
Really?
I mean, they won the Super Bowl last year. Like, they're 4-2.
Right, but sometimes it's addition by subtraction. That locker room, and I've been in locker rooms before, that thing is fractured.
Okay.
A.J. Brown does not like Jalen Hurts. I don't care what anybody...
But who cares?
But he has the air of... A.J. Brown has the air of Devontae Smith, and it's almost like Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown versus Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. And the offensive coordinator is not doing the right thing, and I think they want to remove A.J. Brown because he's a captain.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, disgrace to Italians right now. So here's what I'd say about this, and why I guess, like, your overall point is correct, Wiggy, but in this specific instance, I pretty strongly disagree because, and, like, I'm a huge Jalen Hurts fan. Like, I think he's awesome. I think I'm one of, like, his biggest defenders. Not that I don't think he needs to be defended anymore after winning Super Bowl MVP, but he gets killed a lot still by people in the media and otherwise. But, like, the thing that you can say that's true about Jalen Hurts, even if you're a big fan like I am, is he needs, like, things around him to be going well in order to be playing at his optimum level, right? Like it was last year, like down the stretch when they were the best team in the league and obviously won the Super Bowl. I don't think that Hurts, so, like, if we're talking like Mahomes, and you take A.J. Brown away. Okay, like, Mahomes is good enough to elevate everybody else on the team. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is that, while acknowledging he's still great. I don't even mean this as an insult. I don't think he's that player. And then you have to consider, okay, if A.J. Brown's gone, like, so if they make this trade with the Patriots, do the Eagles get Stephon Diggs back? No. Like, do they get Kyle Williams back? No. Do they get Kayshon Boutte? Do they get Demario Douglas? Like, who do they get back? Because then your two wide receiver set is Devontae Smith and Jahan Dotson. Dotson's not scaring anybody. Okay, great. Now you're a defensive coordinator and your job's way easier. Now we just take Devontae Smith out of the game. How do they have a passing offense? You don't have one. Like, you have to have A.J. Brown on the field because without him, like, you have nothing else. He draws so much coverage away. That's what makes Devontae Smith have these shots down the field or Dallas Goedert open down the seam. I think the offense becomes infinitely easier to defend without A.J. Brown. And the other thing is the offensive line is way worse this year in Philly than it was last year, and that's why they can't run the ball. It's not because Saquon shot. Like, Landon Dickerson's hurt. The guard Tyler Steen that replaced Mekhi Becton isn't any good. Lane Johnson's not 100% healthy. I think if you take A.J. Brown out, that's like the piece in the Jenga tower. That son of a bitch comes crumbling down. So if the Patriots could swing it, hell yeah, man, you do it. I can't imagine the Eagles would want to do that.
Kostos, greatly appreciate your time. We are way late. I know you got a catchphrase to get to, so let's get to it, and thank you, my friend. Have a great weekend.
Wishing everybody minimal sweats, winning bets, the absolute very best of luck. Go Giants, go Yankees, peace.